How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another artifact guide video, this time on Valguero. And you'll notice this one's a pretty long one because Valguero artifacts are a little bit different than Ragnarok artifacts were. So if there's a particular artifact you're looking for, take a look at the timestamps in the video description, and that should help you out. But first, we're going to go over why the artifacts are different. Just a quick little view of Grendel, the new boss. For Gamma Grendel, you need the Devourer, the Skylord, and the Pack. Skylord, in my opinion, is the easiest artifact. Devourer, in my opinion, is the medium difficulty artifact, and Pack is 100% the most difficult artifact to get. In fact, it is the single most difficult artifact on this map, in all honesty. So, yeah. In my opinion. Beta, the artifact of the cunning, medium difficulty, artifact of the strong, hard difficulty, artifact of the immune, hard difficulty. And then for alpha, artifact of the brute, medium difficulty, destroyer, medium difficulty, Crag, medium difficulty, and Gatekeeper, hard difficulty, just because there's a lot that goes into the Gatekeeper, so we'll discuss that in a minute. But yeah, so now that we've discussed all of those, we're gonna go around to the various artifact caves, one of which is not in a cave. It is just in a random location in the aberration zone. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here we are at the cave that houses the artifact of the Skylord, which is perhaps the easiest one. All the artifacts on Valguero are quite challenging. But Skylord, in my personal opinion, is perhaps one of the easier ones. Now, let me explain. You're going to have a few cave dangers you're going to have to go through. You're going to have your cave baddies. You know, you're going to have to brave. But then there is some necessary equipment that you're going to need. Scuba gear being one of that, as well as a mount that does well underwater. So something like a baryonyx, for instance, because there is a area where you are going to be underwater, and there are some underwater baddies. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the cave. There's an Ovis right there. But the cave itself, you know, you're gonna have your typical cave baddies when you get in here, and you're gonna notice this very large lake. This part of the lake right here, you want to stay close to. You're gonna want to dive into this area. You're gonna notice I can't see a thing. It is so foggy. I cannot see a thing. That is why r.volumetric fog is your best friend, because wow, you can see, and you're just gonna swim along this first part in a straight line to where you see these blue crystals, and you're gonna keep swimming. Be mindful of any underwater baddies, and here you go. You have some cave baddies. You can hear the Megalosaurus. I cannot see the Megalosaurus, though. Here are your cave baddies. But here's the artifact. Bam. Right there. Got the artifact. And then to get out of here, you do exactly what you did when you came in. You take the same path. Back out. To this passageway that you used to get in. And bam. That's pretty much it. All you really need is that scuba for that underwater bit. But yeah. That's pretty much it for the Skylord. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Coordinates. I know I put them up in the text, but you guys like to see it on the map, so there you go. 78.2, 90.4. So the next artifact, you'll notice, we're in Gigatory. Gigatory, get it? Giga territory? Hey, I'm just trying to be funny. But yeah. No, it is the artifact of the Crag at 3451.6. Hello, Giga. Yeah. I have enemy invisible on, so that Giga is not going to care about my location. But this is the cave entrance right here. I know it's kind of dark outside, but yeah. And this cave is a lava cave, so you are definitely going to need an otter for this cave. 100%. You are going to need either an otter or a pyromane. If you own the pyromane deals or fantastic tame, if you have a pyromane, get a pyromane. If not, get yourself a pretty good otter. Now, you're going to have your cave baddies you're going to have to deal with. But yeah, you're going to have your cave baddies. You're going to need a good mount for this cave as well. And you're just going to need a lot of patience. Now, here's the cool thing about this cave. If you have cave flying enabled, you just need an Argent for this cave. That is it. It is that simple. An otter and an Argent. But if you're doing it with a land creature, you're going to need grappling hooks and a cryopod for said creature. Because you're going to do a lot of jumping in this cave. It is not a jumping puzzle cave, but there is jumping. Jump. Jump. Here's the artifact. So yeah, gotta be really careful there. If you're, you know, a risk taker, because, you know, if you don't land that jump just right, you're toast. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You also have quite a bit of loot you can get from this cave. So yeah, that is a perk of this cave. The only reason I label it as more difficult than Skylord is because of falling to certain death, and the fact that fortitude is a serious concern. So yeah, but with that being said, that does it for the artifact of the Crag. I better grab that puppy. And you get your Scorched Torch skin, by the way, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that does it for this cave. So let's move on to the next. Alright, so here we are at the next cave. We are at 15.7, 27.6 for the Cunning and Devourer. Now, this cave, you 110% need an otter. You also need really good fur armor and a pretty good mount, like something you would pit up against a Purlovia, because there's basically an army of Purlovia in here. So prepare to be Purlovia'd a bunch of times. So I would definitely... It's gonna be hard to get a Yudi in here, but I would definitely be ready to be Purlovia. Because look, you got this Purlovia, you got that Purlovia. I mean, you got Purlovia over here. Like, you got a lot of stuff. Now, here's the thing. This cave is very, very deceptive. Very, very deceptive. So, you might think, oh, I have to go all the way to the bottom of the cave. Actually, no. You do not. So what you have to do is, once you jump over this waterfall, you go down to where the ice turns into rock, where these Purlovia and their buried buddies are. Guys are jumping. Something nibble on you? Oh, what me? You go through this tiny little crack here, and you drop down, and over here is another jumping challenge for you. Again, I recommend grappling your way, because that's certain death. If you fall down there, that is instant death. But once you get across, you get the artifact of the Destroyer and a sword skin. Congratulations. Now, after you get that one, you're going to go for the artifact of the Cunning. So you come right back out here to where these beat up Purlovia are. I swear I did not beat them up. I wish I had, though, because they deserve it. And you go down a little further more. And so you're close to the very bottom, not quite. And you're going to see a split. You can either keep going down to the water, or you can go through this little opening right here. You're going to go through this little opening right here, drop down, take care of all the baddies down here, and then you're going to go through this little opening, take care of all the baddies in here, and then you're going to grab the artifact of the Cunning. And then you're going to get your butt out before they respawn, because that's the last thing you want in a cave like this. Is for all this is to just dawdle around until everything respawns. Like, no, that's not what you do. That's the last thing you want to do. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for the Destroyer and the Cunning. Pretty straightforward cave. Really, really tough cave, but pretty straightforward. Alright. Hello, Parasaur. You're interrupting. So anyway, now we are going for the artifacts of the Devourer and Brute. And they are located in this temple right here. The temple coordinates are 46.8, 87.2. And what you're going to do is you're going to open the temple wall. There's going to be a button on the side for you to push. I can find that button. It's always hard to find because it never stands out. that it? No. Where is it? Hello, button. Is it not working? Can I not do a complete artifact guide on this one? Am I gonna have to go into ghost mode? Please say no. But usually sticks out like a sore thumb. Increase my gamma. Hold on, you're gonna see a bright light real quick, so close your eyes. Okay, gamma's back to normal. Open your eyes. I cannot find the button. I do not know if the button's bugged. That is unfortunate if it is. I may have to go into Ghost. Okay. Now... out of Ghost? Yes. Okay, so normally you press a button and that thing opens up, but apparently we're not playing by the rules today. I'm gonna go ahead and gamma this cave, because it can get kind of dark. There we go. But what you're gonna do for this cave, you're gonna have cave baddies to deal with. Also recommended otter just for occasional fortitude. You're also going to need scuba and grappling stuff as well. But let's see here. It's styled like Life's Labyrinth, but it is nothing like it. So yeah. But anyway, you just go pretty straightforward. You might think. No. You whip out a parachute and you plummet all the way to the bottom, where all the bad stuff will be waiting for you. Now, when you're down here, you're going to see that thing. If you go to the left, there is an artifact. You go to the right, there is an artifact. We're going to go to the left first. And you're just going to go down this way. Let's see. Oops. That looks like a way to go. It is not. So you're going to go right at this big crystal. You're going to go left this way. And then you're going to go straight down this direction. Follow the pots. The pots are an indicator of if you're going the right way. They have intentionally been left there. They are your guide to tell you if you're going the right way. And next thing you know, you are going to end up here. Now, where's the artifact? I can hear it, but I can't see it. It is under the mesh. Observe as we return to ghost mode. The artifact of the brood. It's bugged for the time being, but I'm sure there's going to be a patch soon. So, yeah. So, pretty sure there's going to be a patch soon. But anyway, so, this is the Brute. Exactly where it was in the ASE version. It was in a temple area like this. The Devourer, you're going to work your way back to where we did originally. Whoops. As I faceplant into a rock. Not cool. And again, you want a mount you're comfortable with for this cave. So, oh, we went a completely different direction. Yeah. So, yeah, this way brings you back. It's basically a circle. Now we're going to go this way. And this will take us to the Devourer. This rock is breakable. It is put there intentionally to throw you off. All you need is pick to break it. And you just keep going. You don't have any pots to help guide your way this time, though. And you're going to keep going. And you're going to find this little tunnel right here where you see these crystals. You're going to go around that. You're going to find this little tunnel. This is where you need your scuba. And there are bad things under some of these little water bits. So, just a FYI, can we not fly through here? Yes, we can. Okay, now you get into this big open area. And you might think, well, where is the artifact? It's gotta be on the ground. No, it's not. So what you're gonna do, your mount, if you're using something like a Thyla to jump all over the place, you're gonna make your way over here to where this is. And then, if you have a cave flyer, this is so much easier with a cave flyer. Yeah, you're going to make your way where that is, around here, jump down to here. Then, you are going to use a grapple, and grapple your way all the way up here for the Devourer, which has been cleverly put in this rat hole. Now, once you get the Devourer, you can either go back the way you came, or take this little shortcut here. Again, you'll need your scuba. There are dangerous things down here, so be very, very careful when you are in the water. Especially given the fact that it is so small, it is only you that can be in the water. Once you are out of the water, you're going to get into more water. Again, be careful. You want to be quick. You want to get out of this water as quickly as you can. And next thing you know, you're back where you started. And this is normally open, but yeah, it isn't because it was mean to us. So we have to ghost our way out of here. There we go. But yeah. There we go. So yeah, those are the artifacts of the Devourer and the Brute. Brute needs to be patched, though. That's the only downside of that cave. So for this next artifact is the artifact of the Gatekeeper. This is the Aberration artifact. This artifact is guarded by rock drakes, reapers, nameless, you name it, and radiation. So you do need a radiation suit for this artifact. The good thing is, though, it's not hidden. It's pretty much in plain sight. You go down the entrance, and at the very end of it is the artifact. So it's not very difficult. It's just like the Crag, when we did the Crag earlier. So, enter here. By the way, this is the entrance. 38.158. This is the entrance to the Aberration Zone. But once we're in the Aberration Zone, I'm going to show you the coordinates of the actual entrance to the radiation zone where the artifact is. Let's make our way down here. You're going to go down this way. You're basically going to make a U-turn. Here we go. 38 by 65.8. Pretty obvious. So, you're going to go in here. And I do have gamma turned off. I wonder if it's the fog. Yeah, it's the fog that's making it a little bright. But I'm going to disable the fog. Just so it's easier to see. So you can already see the Reaper Queens burrowing. You're going to need your radiation suit for this. Again, I'm in creative mode, so I'm not taking damage from anything. You got your rock drakes already. I mean, that's a 160. There could be a 160 egg down here. Ooh. Cool. But yeah, you're going to go all the way down here to where this is. Kind of gives off Rockwell Terminal vibes. And here's the artifact. Artifact of the Gatekeeper. With a scorched spike skin. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that artifact. This is also a great place to farm black pearls, FYI. If you're looking for some black pearls, this is a good place to find them. And there are other things you can find down here as well, like certain death in a toxic radiation pool. But yeah, once you get that, you just head back up the way you came into safer terrain. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for that cave. Pretty short, sweet, and to the point. That's the beauty of this one. Short, sweet, and to the point. So for this last cave, we have quite a bit to discuss. Because you have to fight a certain someone just to gain access to said cave. Now, I know a lot of people cheese it and they just go on Pteranodon, just make a beeline with a Pteranodon, but come on, you gotta do the fight. So get something like Megatherium or Gigas or Rexes backed with a UD, and then come right down here and fight. Am I going the wrong way? I am going the wrong way. What an idiot I am. This way is the right way. Come right on down and fight the mother of the brood. Where is she? I saw her just a moment ago. Is she over here? Yeah. There she is. Now the Broodmother, take a look. She, even though she is a Gamma Broodmother, she can spawn in at any level. So look, 95, she has well over 1.5 million hit points. Bring something that can take her on. I mean, a lot of people say, just bleed her with a Thyla, bleed her with a Thyla. You know, that works, doesn't it? I'm heading the wrong way again. It's the rain. There's way too much rain on this map. Oh my gosh, just as bad as Ragnarok. But yeah, once you gank her and the bats and the spiders, you'll head down here to this little green bit. Now this is the start of the cave. The official start of the official cave. Now this cave is the most dangerous of all the caves. Also, it is the one you are most likely to get completely lost in. And when I say lost, I mean lost. Do not be surprised if I actually get lost during this tutorial, because even veteran survivors get lost in this thing. Yeah, it is not easy. So, you need a gas mask. 100%. Because there are toxic fumes in this cave that will kill you. You also need a mount that is reliable. Now, parts of this cave get so tight that you have to go on foot. So, bring a cryopod for said mount when you reach those parts. Next, you need parachutes and grappling hooks. Those are going to be a must. You're also going to need a shotgun. And that spider is just, don't worry, it's not aggroed on me. I know it looked like it was aggroed on me for a minute, but it's not. Shotguns for all the baddies, because this is essentially like the Cave of the Immune on the island. Except there are 3 artifacts in here: the Strong, the Immune, and the Pack. The Pack of which is the most difficult. You're also going to need some scuba gear. So, yay! You get to do some more swimming. So, when you come in the cave, you're going to want to hug the left side of the cave. Just hug the wall and stick to the left. And just keep going left. No matter what, always go to the left. And you just keep going and going and going. You see loot. Okay, grab your loot. But then you'll notice, oh wait, what's wrong? There's no way out of here. Well, you go back up the way you came, hug the left, and then keep going. Let's see, did I get lost? Yep, I got lost. See, I told you, it's not an easy cave. Oh, that's right, this is the one area where you break the hug the left rule. Yeah. If you want loot, go that way. But if you want artifacts, you head this way to this tiny little crawl space. Oh, this is new. It wasn't here earlier. Oh. So yeah. This is the reason you need cryopods. Now, you just stick to the left again. Again, to the left. Left is your best friend. Until you end up here. Now, you'll notice that there is a jump that needs to be made. And if you fall, there are 2 ways to go. You can go left, you can go right. You have to go left and right for 2 of the artifacts, and you have to jump for the 3rd artifact. It's best to jump first because there's first artifact right there. Artifact of the Strong. Bam. That is the easiest of all of these artifacts. Now, you drop down, and you can go either direction. We're gonna go this way first. I cannot remember if this is immune or pack. Whichever one is pack is the most difficult one. I have a feeling I think this is immune. But yeah, you go this way. There's going to be a ton of bad stuff in here. You're going to keep making your way through here. Yeah, this is immune. So right behind the spider uvula thingy. Bob. Yeah, that is it. And I did not want to pick berries. So yeah, you come right down here to the spider uvula, and you follow the pillars on the right, and you go there. Then, I'm not even going to go down that way, by the way. I'll get lost. Then you're going to go back this other way. You're going to go through here. And keep going. And you're going to come across a bunch of nasty uglies. There is going to be this little ledge that you are going to stay on. And gently make your way across. Now, you can walk all the way to the end to this cave, or to that corridor, or this one. Take this one, because it's a little bit faster from what I hear. You're going to go down. And then you got more nasty uglies. You're going to go to the left. Again. Left. Very important. You're going to crouch. So again, cryopod. Very important. Now, is there any way to go down here? Yes, there is. You're going to crouch again. I'm not going to fly. I want to make sure I'm going the right way. And you're going to crouch again. Okay, we are going the right way because here is water. Now, there are lots of bad things in this water. You will find piranha. You will find... I've heard eels can spawn in this water, actually. I even heard someone say they saw Eurypterid in here. But yeah, this water can be pretty dangerous, so you want to make this swim fast. So have those scuba flippers. And you're gonna jump out of that water. Artifact of the pack. And that is it. That is it for all of the artifacts on Valguero. In order, well, actually not in any specific order for once. I usually do it in order from easiest to most difficult. I have an idea of what's the easiest and what's the most difficult, but in between, it's hard to decipher. So, yeah, ultimately, in the end, this is 100% the most difficult cave. But, yeah, let me know in the comments. What artifacts do you think were the easiest? Which ones do you think were the most difficult? I'm keen to hear your thoughts and opinions. But I hope this video really helped you out in your artifact journey. If it did, smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.